this is Groovey. I'm here at Breckenridge Brewery. I'm here with Stan Yan, mega artist, super rad dude, comic book guy, just creator, all this other good stuff. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so tell me what you got going on. You got a big old portfolio to show here?
Oh, no, these are just zombie caricatures, and I figured that you were interviewing me for purposes of the upcoming Denver Comic Con and different promotional things. And
Sure.
My booth this year, just like last year, will be kind of revolving around zombies. Although this won't be the only thing that I'll be promoting, because we'll have a couple of debuts coming out as well for the Denver Comic Con. So,
What do you have debuting that you can talk about?
the Subculture Omnibus. Some of you may or may not be aware of it. For those of you that are not familiar with Subculture, it's a geek-inspired comic that was created by Kevin Freeman, who is now the editor at Action Lab Comics. And I did most of the illustration as well as a little bit of the writing here and there, mostly some plot ideas when I had something itching to come out. So we've basically been working on this. It started off as a 4-issue mini comic series, or a comic mini series for Ape Entertainment. And then we just loved the characters so much that we actually started a twice-a-week webcomic featuring these characters, which launched in, I think it was 2008, and actually just concluded at the last year. And so we've compiled all of this into the omnibus, which we did a Kickstarter campaign for. And so some of the Kickstarter stuff we may overprint a little bit just for purposes of the Denver Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to debut the book there as well, since Action Lab will be exhibiting at the Denver Comic Con as well. So hopefully they'll be nice enough to put our booths together, so I can still commit most of my space to, the zombie caricatures and stuff like that, but then we can use the space between our tables for all the subculture stuff.
That's badass.
So that's one of the things that's debuting, and the other one, hopefully, is a project that Dan Crozier at Mother Mind Studios has been working on, which is a Show Devils comic. Issue number 2 is in the process of crowdfunding as well. I'm doing a 6-page story that I'm illustrating and coloring, and then I'll be coloring some work by Jolien Yates, who I collaborate with on a webcomic called Revelations, which is a kind of a Death Race 2000, 3000, whatever, Death Race type of comic featuring guerrilla journalists in kind of a dystopian, Big Brother future. So
Sounds like yesterday.
Well, yeah, this isn't based on anything in particular except for reality.
That was my drive down here, I think.
So, but basically, what the, I guess the ATF or FBI, CIA is what the FTC will be in the future. And so, one of the characters is doing basically trying to run away from the FTC when they pick up on his bootleg, news signal, I guess is what you call it. So basically what they do is, in a particular regional area, they kind of jack into everyone's TVs, and then they broadcast whatever the news they want to. And so, yeah, the FTC kind of frowns upon that. It's punishable by death, no judge or jury or anything like that. So
That sounds awesome, man. That sounds awesome. What else you got going on?
So I'm currently in the process of hopefully, as soon as we get word back from the IRS, launching a new publishing company that actually will primarily focus on biographical comics. And so it's a not-for-profit that basically will be looking for the contributors like Nike to come in and donate $100,000, and then the print run will actually be donated to libraries, and hopefully if we can figure out a good non-conflict way of doing it also to schools and things like that. So
Wow, that sounds like a huge project.
it is a huge project. So right now it's probably going to just be starting with the 3 business partners, and then hopefully if things take off and go as well as our one business partner thinks it will, then we'll be looking to hire some artists at some point down the line as
Right on.
well. So
Maybe someone in this room.
maybe, yeah.
So early on, you're saying you did something with Kickstarter. How did that all work out? Did it work out good for you?
Yeah, the Subculture project worked out really well. I didn't set it up, so I was kind of unprepared for it. Kevin launched it, and I'm like, oh, it started, and things went well enough that we set our original goal at $2,000, and we were fully funded within a week.
Wow.
And from that point, we were just offering little enticements for stretch goals. Our first stretch goal was that everyone was going to get these little coasters to the place that Noel works, which is a fake coffee house called the Bean Barn. And the slogan is "Our door is always open." And so you'll get like 4 of those if everyone that funded at least the $25 level would get a set of coasters. And it kept going. So we added a couple of full color comic strips that no one had seen before that will be printed in the book. And for the people that did the Kickstarters, also, when we got to a certain level, we were going to print all the books in color instead of black and white. And then the people that ended up purchasing the hardcover versions of the book, we upgraded to like a foil cloth hardcover with a dust jacket.
Wow.
And which is something that no one can pre-order through previews or whatever. So if you didn't get into the Kickstarter, you won't get the color book if you're doing soft cover, or you won't get the dust jacket if you're doing the hardcover book. And then I think the last thing one of the other things that we did is, we've kind of been doing cross promotion with a local company called World of Dice that makes this polyhedral dice jewelry. And so everyone that, again, funded us through the $25 level gets these refrigerator magnets that are made of, D20, D10, whatever they want, pretty much.
Right.
So, and, one of our characters has been wearing, their jewelry through the whole, series as soon as she made her first appearance, so.
A little bit of cross promotion.
That's right. We're trying to learn how to do this thing and eventually approach Nike, so.
So your characters all gonna have like big Nike shirts.
That's right. Unless it's Adidas, then it'll be big, sweats and things like that.
That's awesome.
I gotta get on this really quick before Zach and Nick do this. That way I can kind of take advantage of.
I already stole it. You're screwed.
Crap.
No. That's awesome. So, what can people expect at the Denver Comic Con? What's your booth all going to be about? You gonna be doing some of this stuff, and
yeah. So last year what we did, we had a corner dealer's booth, and so we actually set up a caricature booth in the booth, so people actually sit in there, and I've got my easel set up and everything like that, and just draw people on site. And we did really well last year. I had no idea what to expect at all, being the first year of the convention, and I couldn't draw them fast enough. I ended up actually getting 75 commissions over the course of the weekend, and most of them were at least 2 to 3 subjects within the drawings as well. I did, very few individuals. It was mostly group illustrations. So, wow. Needless to say, because I had a panel first thing on Saturday morning, and we started actually photographing people taking down their information, during the course of the week. Beyond that, I was finishing them up and mailing them out. So,
Wow, you must have like slept for a week after all of
not
this.
really. I got sick right after the convention too, so it was really tough. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna blast all of these out in a day, which I ended up getting like 5 done per day because I was so deathly ill. And then I was like, okay, at the end of the week, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get the rest of these done. I'm going to set aside 24 hours to do nothing but zombie caricatures. And of course, that didn't work out either because I was still catching up on emails and freelance work and stuff like that. So by 5 p.m. that day, I'm like, okay, my 24 hours starts now. Or actually, it was 3 o'clock. And then my wife comes home at 5. She's like, you want to go out for dinner? I'm like, okay. I'm like, this 24 hours is not happening at all. But I did get them all done, within a week. So, which is, from what I've been told from other people, more than people should expect.
I would imagine, yeah.
So
That's cranking. So, like, what are you into? What do you geek out on? What are some of your favorite comics and stuff?
Oh, Walking Dead, hands down. I'm like one of those guys that really hates serialized comics for the most part. I want like something self-contained, Mouse, Persepolis, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So The Walking Dead really is the first serialized comic that I've followed and been addicted to. And of course, naturally, the series that's on AMC as well is kind of like what I schedule my life around. There's always like one TV show, Battlestar Galactica, Caprica. Right now, it's The Walking Dead. I schedule my life around. Well, at least DVR, because I can't really watch it live because my 3-year-old son is normally awake, when the show is airing, so I can't really watch with him around.
Sure. That's understandable. Now, as a fan of the comic book and the show, do you go there and go, hey, that was not in the comic book, or?
Oh, no. In fact, they kind of set off right at the beginning of the TV series, without following the plot of, the characters, there's a lot of the same characters. They have similar relationships as they do in the comic series. But I love it because it's not like I'm just watching what has already been done. And so I like being surprised and having unexpected things happen. And that's actually one of the reasons I think that the comic series always works for me, because Kirkman seems to be really good at the end. And I follow it by trade paperbacks. I don't follow the individual issues, but by the end of every trade paperback, there's always like a oh my God moment. I can't believe you did that, So he knows how to write to me, and people just assume, oh well, it's zombies, that's why you like it. You do zombie characters and everything like that. But just because your comic or your book or your TV show or your movie has zombies in it doesn't give you a pass. It's if it's well written, it's well written, and most of my favorite things are very character driven, and that's what The Walking Dead is. It didn't really matter that there's zombies in it. It's it's a character relationships, and that's what interests me about it. Most of the stuff that I've seen of Joss Whedon's, it's about characters. Firefly didn't need to be a space opera. It would have still been great because the characters were great, So that's really, what I'm interested in. And, granted, zombies are cool. And, I have to admit that playing Resident Evil and actually being able to take a shotgun and blast a zombie has like some sort of appeal to me. So
have you played the new Walking Dead game for the consoles and stuff?
Absolutely not. I have to avoid video games because ever since I started freelancing back in 2005, I realized, this is a great career. I love and enjoy doing what I do, and I get paid for it. And then if I do something else, like, playing video games, which consume my life as well, I don't get paid for that. So if it's a trade-off, I should do the thing that I get paid for, as opposed to the thing I don't get paid for. As much as I'd love to, get back into video games, because, the graphics are just incredible nowadays.
Well, I haven't played it yet, but I heard I think IGN named it like the second best game of 2012 or something.
Yeah, that's information I don't need.
Yeah. Of all the 10,000 games released last year, The Walking Dead came in number 2.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
it's not just because of the licensing of it, I remember when Atari came out, this is showing my age, with Pac-Man, that was less than an awesome game. Couldn't turn around, bam, 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 let's go backwards, bam, bam, bam.
Do you remember Pitfall?
Yes. Well, that was pretty high tech compared to Pac-Man,
Pretty much.
So yeah, no video games for me. I'd love to get to the point where I'm making enough money, doing what I do, so that on weekends I can actually take it easy and maybe get involved in a video game or something like that. But I'm not at that point in my career yet.
I totally understand, man, and I'll play it for you.
Yeah, all of you, enjoy it and play it on my behalf,
And send your reviews to Stan.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with your reviews, but yeah, you're more than welcome to. Just as long as you, like my Facebook fan page.
There you go.
Actually, I don't have a Facebook fan page. This is a Revelations page, and then.
Well, speaking of which, how can people get a hold of you and check out your work and everything else?
I'll see my website, which basically is linked to everything, but I don't update as much as I should, is squidworkscomics.com/Stan with a capital S. To find me on Facebook, I think it's facebook.com/SquidworksComics. And then my Twitter feed is, twitter.com/Stan_Yan, I think. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
I don't even remember mine.
How you find it.
Like all these people
I'm
use
in all
Twitter.
those places, and yeah. So anyway, and hopefully, I do a better job than I have so far in updating people on my, upcoming and ongoing projects. So.
We'll keep those fans updated, man.
Yeah, yep. So, yeah, Revelations, post-apocalyptic car race. And actually, the one, probably our initial project for our new company is something that's like completely out of my, normal wheelhouse, which is a nonfiction memoir comic about my best friend's battle with cancer. So, and hopefully, so it won't be Nike, but maybe Bristol Myers Squibb, Johnson Johnson, who knows?
Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah, thanks. It is heavy, but it's still me writing it, so
Right.
Inevitably there's still going to be some humor in it, but it is definitely heavy topic matter, and I'm going with a different art style than I normally have. It's still obviously rendered by me, but I'm trying to do original pages that look like the pages that are going to be printed in the book. So I'm going back to traditional media, hand lettering, ink washes, and
Sure.
so on and so forth. So.
Right on. Well, cool, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
This is Groovy. I'm here with Stan Yan at Breckenridge Brewery. Go to Denver Comic-Con, check out all this cool stuff, zombies, and have them draw you zombified.
Yeah.
Can I get a zombified?
Possibly, yeah. We'll set you up. Just swing by the booth, and if your zombies aren't your thing, just ask. It won't be on my sign, but we can do normal caricatures or
Nice.
possibly pony caricatures. I don't know. The My Little Pony thing has been a weird thing that's started recently too.
Can I get a My Little Pony of me?
I don't know. Frank Romero's got one of him, so. I think it might still be his profile picture on Facebook too, if I'm not mistaken.
Good enough for Frank. Good enough for me. Thanks, man. Cheers.
Okay.